here I have a sequence of numbers, and I can see that from term to term I seem to be subtracting 12. So if I repeat that pattern, 24 minus 12 is 12, and 12 minus 12 is 0, and 0 minus 12 is negative 12. That number that we're adding each time is the common difference, so my common difference is negative 12. The recursive function is given by, always, we take, to find the nth term, or f of n, we take the term prior, which is f of n minus 1. In other words, to get the 5th term, we use the 4th term, or to get the 8th term, we use the 7th term, and what we do with it is subtract 12. And with every recursive equation, we need a starting point, and we have a starting point, f of 1, or the first term, is 72. Then we want to find an explicit function. Well, for the explicit function, we can find the pattern if we use a table of values and see the progression using that common difference. So we'll take our term numbers n, and then f of n, and we'll just look at a few terms. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first term was 72. The second term was 60, but we're going to write it as 72 minus 12. The third term, we're going to take that previous term, 72 minus 12, and subtract 12. And finally, for the fourth term, we take the previous term, 72 minus 12, and then we subtract 12. We can see this pattern now, and we can write it in a slightly smaller condensed form. We have 72, and then here we're subtracting 12 a certain number of times. So 12 times 3 for this one. And here we have 72 minus 12 times 2. And then up here we have 72 minus 12 times 1. And up here even follows that same pattern. It's just 72, but we're not subtracting anything. We'll write that as 12 times 0. Now we see this same form for each of the terms, and so we can write our formula. So for the nth term, we have 72. They all have 72. They all have minus, and then 12 times something. That something is changing, so we'll use our variable to represent it. Our variable is n over here. And when we can see that these numbers over here are always 1 less than the n value. And 1 less than n is n minus 1. We can then write this as a function, f of n equals 72 minus 12 times n minus 1. And there's our explicit function, which gives us any term of our sequence if we plug in n, the number of the term.